Buffalo soldier, dreadlock rasta.
You get raw and ready at John Henry Drums.
And what is this day that you call Thanksgiving? What is the history of it, if you know? Know you not that upon the day that you call Thanksgiving, that you celebrate the death of and the surrender of your own so-called black forefathers? On November 25th, 1491, after a long bloody fight against the Moors, Asiatic Muslims, who occupied Spain for over 700 years, King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella of Spain fell upon their knees and gave thanks to Santiago for the victory over the Moors. On this same day, the Pope of Rome proclaimed the day to forever be a day of thanksgiving for all European Christians. Why? Because these so-called blacks of Granada, called Moors, who were originally from Africa, Spain, and Arabia, surrendered the city of Granada, the last stronghold of the Moors in Spain, and the walls of the Moorish Empire came tumbling down. These Sadian Moors, or so-called Sada blacks, were driven into Morocco and further down into West Africa, and were later betrayed, captured, and sold into America as slaves. Hunting down the stern, deep olive Kharajite Moor of Baghdad, Turkey, and slaying or enslaving him was an act highly regarded by the Christian European forces, who despised these Moors, mockingly calling them Turkeys. And the Europeans looked upon these Turkish Moors as being wild and a heathen people and regarded them as their natural enemy. So what you actually celebrate on your so-called Thanksgiving is the proclamation of the Pope of Rome, who later in league with Queen Isabella sent Cardinal Ximenes to Spain to murder any Moors that resisted the religion of Christianity. Note, Moorish Muslims and Jews forced into the religion of Christianity as a result of the Spanish Inquisitions did in fact hold on to their ways of life. They are recorded in history as Moriscos, or Moorish Muslims, and Marranos, Moorish Jews, who practiced their faith in secret, while openly professing the religion of Christianity. The form of Christianity imposed upon these Moorish Jews and Moorish Muslims was in no way a representation of the true teachings of Christ. Rather, it was the pagan Roman way of life superimposed upon the original teachings of our brother Jesus. This day was a great day of sorrow for our people all over the world. But now you celebrate the fall of this Moorish power and government and the rise of European power and government and call it Thanksgiving. The Moors were forced to adopt European Christian names and to behave as Europeans. The mosques and temples were closed, and the books and Moorish writings were burned. Your forefathers were beaten and threatened and forced into the Christian gospel of peace and goodwill. The great Christian Emperor Charles V sanctioned this monstrous decree in 1526. And these sufferings and horrible deeds were initiated by the Catholic majesties and faultless popes after the defeat of your forefathers on the day that you celebrate and now call Thanksgiving.
You get raw and ready at John Henry Drums.
Now what we need to do is we need to keep everything in our neighborhood, everything, black. Black owned with black money.